Early morning on the seafront at Douglas in the Isle of Man. It's a fine sunny day in the height of the season, and holidaymakers wake up to the sound of horses' hooves. In the warm early morning sun, the horses show no great enthusiasm to go to work. After all, everyone else is on holiday. But suitably encouraged by the drivers, the first batch of a team of over 70 horses start hitching up, ready for the morning shift, as they prepare to draw from a shed of some 25 carefully preserved Victorian and Edwardian tram cars. The world's last surviving horse trams that work on a regular basis are in action. The last horse tram ran in Leeds in 1914. But in the Isle of Man, they're still there, and their popularity is undiminished. They keep 2 miles of horse tram track from Victoria Pier to Derby Castle, just as it was when the system opened back in 1876. And it really works from 8 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night. These sturdy horses are quite delightful. Because they have to put up with vast numbers of holidaymakers, they make friends easily, and they seem to enjoy the attention, even from a Londoner like me. So after the hotel bacon and eggs and sauce with everything, the folks are ready for some sea air. And what better way than a ride on the tram, with fresh air all around. The first horse trams in Britain were brought here by a Mr. Train from Philadelphia, and soon his tram cars were everywhere. And it was from Birkenhead that the first Isle of Man horse trams were imported in 1876. They were originally double-deckers, pulled by 2 horses. A modern touch is the use of special traffic lights, which apply only to the horse trams. Original horsepower has priority over the mechanical variety. Bulkhead car number 45 arrives at Victoria Pier, the end of the run. These cars have toe-strap seating, but a covered top, giving the benefit of fresh air on fine days, but at least some protection when it rains. The seats are swung over, the conductor takes up the portable stool, and the driver slips the spring-loaded traces as Mary prepares to make her way round to the other end for the return journey. The horses will automatically place themselves in the center of the track. Even when a horse broke its traces recently and ran away, it went the whole length of the promenade, staying dead center in the middle of the track until it reached the stables and home. I asked the manager, Mr. Wilson Gibb, how hard do the horses work?
Well, the maximum they would do is about 3 hours work in any one day, and all the horses will have 1 day off per week. And some of the horses, in actual fact, will only work about 5 weeks in the year. It's not a bad job, really.
Well, you sort of have to grade them, do you? I mean, they have to show what they're capable of doing.
Oh, yes. They have to say it was Foreman's responsibility. He had to know all the horses, all that individual habits, how much they could work, and how long they could work.
There must be quite an expensive business there. I mean, the maintenance costs presumably are going up all the time, and you must have a long period during the winter when you're not taking any money, and you've still got to keep the horses, presumably.
Well, yes, horses are not like buses where the bus you can put in the garage at night time. It doesn't cost anything until the morning, perhaps. The horse, he's eating all the time, and we only operate for 5 months in the year. The 7 months he's got to be kept.
The driver, what is his basic operation? When he's got control through the reins, well, he's got the brake, and that's a lot.
He's got 2 controls. He's got the reins for the horse and the brake for the tram. And most of the time, he's operating the brake to stop the tram running down on top of the horse.
Why is it you think that the public responds so well to this idea still?
But it's difficult to evaluate, really. But you're travelling on the tram now, and what could be nicer than to travel at a leisurely pace along a wonderful promenade like this on a hot day, and the breeze blowing in your face, and there's a horse at the front, and there's a little bit of nostalgia involved. I honestly don't know what the complete answer is, but certainly the public love them. They really do. They still travel in their thousands.
The half-forgotten jingle of harness and drawbar, the clip-clop of hooves, this perhaps is what it's all about. Even the old-fashioned flat-rate fares at a fixed price seem to make for a relaxed lifestyle as the conductor moves nimbly along the running board to collect the fares. It's hard to believe, but during a really good summer, just about 1 million people take a ride between Whitsun and September. It's not only old people there just for the nostalgia. By far the largest percentage of travellers are children and teenagers.
Fares, please.
Most, but not all, the drivers are elderly, often retired men who have a way with horses. Most of the conductors are more agile young men, often on the island for one season, although many come back again and again. The horses normally make 4 trips and then go back to the stables. As they approach the stable doors, they look to see if their relief is ready to take over. Some drivers believe the horses can actually count to 4. Some horses try their luck every time they reach this spot. On this occasion, he's out of luck. 2 more trips before his working day is over. Mr. Thomas Lightfoot, the man who built the tramway in 1876, established these stables at about the same time. They've hardly changed in well over 100 years. The same cobbles, the old well-built stalls, the hayloft, the endless work of mucking out, cleaning, grooming and polishing still goes on. There's a smell of dry, clean straw, mingled with the warmth of the horses that are just in from a working shift. There's some stronger smells as well. There are 5 stable rooms, the largest of which holds 16 horses in individual stalls on either side of a cobbled centre aisle. Each stall is roomy and is made of unpainted, ancient-looking timber, now showing its age and strength. Each horse has its name on its stall and is tethered to a running line which allows it to move freely and to lie down if it so desires. The only modern element is electric light, but it's very easy to imagine the days when this scene was illuminated by soft paraffin lamps hanging from the rafters. This horse actually has come to the end of his 4 trips. The fresh horse is brought out from underneath the archway beneath the double red doors of the stables and led across to the center of the roadway. This is not so easy in the middle of furious summer holiday traffic, but everybody manages to look amazingly cool. This is essential because if the horse ending its turn of duty makes a sudden stop, it's liable to be hit up the backside by the tram. The horses walk alongside each other for a short distance, often exchanging greetings, which look a bit like, "It's all yours, mate." By the time the horse being relieved has been taken from its tram, and reins and traces have been removed by the conductor, the fresh one is backing on. In the Isle of Man, the horse trams subsidize the motor bus service, and part of the revenue earning comes from a well-stocked and much-used souvenir shop, which is a tram car itself.
Were you ever involved with it?
Yes, I was conductor.
Trams seem to have inspired every possible sort of souvenir. Combs, books, stickers, cards, tablecloths, badges, plates, tea trays, drinking mugs, pencils, ties, plaques, shaving pots, car emblems, and just about everything that will take a tram picture on it. The old double-deckers haven't been used since 1947 because people thought that they were too much of a strain for the horses to pull, although in fact they're very light and can be rolled along with one hand. This one is preserved in beautiful condition in the system's own museum and tram store. If job satisfaction is the name of the game, the Isle of Man trams seem to have it made. Everyone, conductors, drivers, the girls in the stables, are infected by the enthusiasm of their manager, Wilson Gibb.
I would hope that there's a very good future for the horse trams. In fact, it would be very, very difficult to imagine Douglas Promenade without the horse trams on it.
To the elderly, a trip into a vaguely remembered past. To the children, a trip to Disneyland. Just listen to this lot.
Are you all having a good time?
Yeah!
And where do you all live?
Yeah!
What do you think of the horse trams then?